And when we start to talk about energy, it's like it's this ebb and flow, and it doesn't really ever go away. You can neither create it nor destroy it, right? So we know that on a scientific level, and that is what we have proven to show. And so when we talk about that energy can neither be destroyed or created, what does that mean for you? And when did you first really discover and understand that concept?
I think for me, the moment I realized how important energy was and how I had to be more conscious as to how I dealt with it and how I channeled it was an experience in my second job. So when Lehman Brothers collapsed, I had an opportunity to move to another company. It was a hedge fund in the city of London. And on paper, it sounded a very glamorous role. I was to be a junior trader in a hedge fund, and I would be supporting some of the senior portfolio managers. However, the reality was anything but. I was getting my manager's lunches, I was doing the photocopying, I was doing a lot of the administrative tasks. Career progression was non-existent, and the culture was very toxic.
Mm.
And so there was this point, a scenario I share in the first chapter of the book, where I remember going to some client entertainment at the end of one year. And I texted my girlfriend at the time. I said to her, I'm going to take the last train home, so I should be back early-ish in the morning. So don't wait up for me, but I should be back early in the morning. I then proceeded to go down these stairs into a nightclub that was underground. I checked in my bag. I kept my valuables with me. But once the entertainment started and the drinks started flowing, I lost all perception of time.
Mm.
I somehow stumbled outside of the club early morning, completely missing the trains, and had to hail a taxi to take me home. And I didn't want to face my girlfriend with what had happened. I didn't want her to worry. But I knew I had no choice. I tried to escape the conversation by going into the bathroom and trying badly to sleep in the bathtub before she came next to me and wanted to understand what happened. I was in no state to talk about it. I tried to brush her off by simply saying, I'm fine. But the reality was far from that. When I sobered up over the next day or so, we had a good conversation where I was able to share with her how I felt completely exhausted. I felt lost in terms of my direction in life. I had this hope that if I started a career in finance, I would be able to build this successful career, because I grew up with this understanding that success was about the money you earn and the job you had. And if you worked in an industry where your parents could shout proudly about the industry you're in, then that would be successful. But this was before the crisis happened. Now, being in a job that was just draining me of any energy I had to reevaluate those thoughts and beliefs that I had. And the first place it began was really addressing my physical energy. I realized that I had, for so many years, sacrificed my sleep, survived on junk food, unhealthy, highly processed foods, and didn't really take regular exercise. And this all was compounding to this point where I was standing to lose everything. And so the journey from that point to seeing what it's like to wake up each day with energy, to know how to channel that energy, and to understand that when you do the things that energize you, you actually get more energy, was profound in taking me on a completely different path. But it started with my physical energy. I quickly realized that without your health, you can't do much else. You know, to the healthy, they have lots of hopes, wishes, and dreams, but to the sick, they have only one. And so it was important for me to stop making my health a side hustle so that I could transfer the lack of energy from a job that was exhausting me mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually to something that could allow me to blossom.